All right, thank you for joining us here tonight for Up and Moving. My name is Isaac. I'm a graduate student in the Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology Department at Michigan Tech. And our goal with Up and Moving is to keep everybody physically active during the pandemic. So we provide both live and recorded virtual workouts that you can do from the comfort of your home, led by professionals in our department. So for tonight's workout, we're going to focus on some strength training. And it's going to be a little bit different than previous workouts if you've joined me before for one of mine. We're going to work through 4 different exercises. And what we're going to do is use sort of like a pre-fatiguing method. So we're going to use really short rest periods, and we're going to bang out 3 sets of each exercise, one after another, with short rest periods, and get a little bit of aerobic activity in between those sets as well. We're going to start off with about a 5-10 minute warm up. We'll get the muscles warmed up, heart rate up, body temp up, and then we'll dive into those strength training movements, and then we'll end with a little cool down. So let's get to it. We'll start off with our warm up here. A few things you will need for the workout. Always have a good sturdy chair that you can use to stabilize your body for some of our exercises we do. So have a chair ready if you need that. And then if you have the luxury of dumbbells, go ahead and gather some dumbbells. If you do not have dumbbells, you can use, I've got a tool bag here that I can use as a dumbbell. And so I can take things in and out of that to change my weight. I also have a backpack that I can add to my body to increase my body weight. So I've got some books in here and a bag of rice to increase some resistance there. Other than that, that's everything we're going to need for tonight. Not a whole lot of equipment. You can also, in place of dumbbells, you can use shopping bags and put cans of soup or water in there too. So those are a couple alternative solutions to dumbbells. Let's go ahead and we'll start warming up. So we're going to go through a few different movements here. We're going to start with just some high knees. So driving that knee up to your chest, alternating legs. We'll get all the different joints moving that we're going to use tonight during our strength exercises. Get those warmed up. So if you've joined me before for one of my strength workouts, this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to use some shorter rest periods. In fact, I'm going to time us. And we're going to do a little bit of an active break in between the sets of our strength training exercises. So we're going to integrate a little bit of aerobic activity here tonight too. So this one will keep you moving. It's going to be short, but very efficient. We'll get a lot of movement in, lots of exercise. You'll be ready for bed after this one. Let's go ahead and we'll switch our movement. We'll go to some butt kicks. We're trying to bring that butt or that heel up to your butt. And I'm just keeping my knees right underneath me here. So I'm getting a little stretch in the front of my leg, and I'm activating those hamstrings in the back of my leg. Get those legs nice and warmed up. We're going to need those tonight. Going to be working through 2 lower body exercises and 2 upper body exercises. So we'll hit all the major muscle groups tonight, so full body really. Good. And now let's switch into some Frankenstein kicks. So hands out in front like you're going to walk like Frankenstein, and then bring in those toes up to your fingertips. We're trying to keep our knees fairly straight. Just get that foot as high as you can to where you feel a little bit of tightness in the back of the leg. And we'll just alternate here. Perfect. And as we kind of go through our warm up here, we'll slowly increase the intensity so that by the end of the warm up, we've got our heart rate a little bit higher. Good, and let's go ahead, we'll switch it up again. I'm gonna get my feet outside shoulder width, nice wide stance, and I'm just gonna lean from side to side here. So I'm keeping that leg straight, opposite of the one that I'm leaning into, getting a little stretch on my groin. Doing almost like a side squat. I've got a little bit of bend in my hips, so you can see I'm leaning forward a little bit. And just rocking from side to side here. Getting those groin muscles warmed up. Perfect. Good, let's go into some arm swings, arm circles. So I'm gonna step side to side, keep myself moving. Starting with forward circles. Just kind of trying to loosen up those shoulders. Good, and let's make them nice and big. Real big circles here. Good, and let's shake them out in the front. So just crossing those arms up in the front of the body. You can think about reaching for opposite sides of the room as you come in front of your body with your arms. Good, and let's go backwards with the circles now, or at least reversed direction from what you were doing before. We can get these nice and big. Shoulders are feeling good and loose now. Perfect, all right. We're gonna go into some speed skaters here. So I'm hopping from one foot over to the other. Got an arm swing in there. So trying to cover a little bit of distance laterally here, trying to hop out to the side. Think about driving that floor away using your glutes. Looking good. We're getting to the end of the warm up here. So hopefully that heart rate's getting a little higher. We'll take a water break when we finish the warm up. Take a little bit of time to recover. Good. And now we're going to go into jogging in place. So trying to get those feet up off the floor if you can. Swing your arms. Knees up. Try to hang with my pace. We're just jogging right now. Good, let's speed it up just a little bit. We'll hang here for about 20 seconds and then we're gonna finish off with a 10-second sprint at the end. So we're working up to it. Keep those feet coming off the ground. Pump your arms. Good, let's go into a 10-second sprint here. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and that's time. All right, warm up done. Take some time for a little water break here. So grab a sip. Luckily, I've remembered my water again this week. All right, whew. Take some big deep breaths here. We'll try to recover. We should be feeling warm now and ready to go. So we're gonna go into our first more strength training movement. So what we're gonna start with is squats. So the king of strength exercises. So we're gonna really focus on the legs first, even more so the quads, a little bit of the glutes. And so what we're gonna do, show you a few different variations of squats. So this is the easiest variation, is a chair squat. So you can have a chair right behind you. You're just gonna sit down on the chair, come back to standing. So that's our easiest variation. If you wanna make these a little bit harder, you can go into just a bodyweight squat. And if you need that chair in front of you for stability, that's an option too, or you don't need it. So I'm trying to get as low as I can where I don't have any pain and what my kind of hips and my knees allow me to do. All right, and then hardest variation. I'm gonna use, I like to elevate my heels when I squat. It's a little bit more comfortable for me, so you can do that as well. So I'm just putting my heels on a board. You can also put your heels on a book. If you have about a 1-inch book, just put your heels up on it. Little tip, you can try it, you don't have to, but I like it, it feels a little more comfortable. But I'm gonna use a little bit of external weight. So I can throw a backpack on with weight in it, I can hold a backpack in my arms, and I can do the same thing here. Go into a good deep squat. But now I've got a little extra weight. All right, so those are our 3 variations. All right, so find one that works for you. I want you to pick one that you think you can do for about 15 reps. That's gonna be the goal on our first set. Now we're gonna do a set. We're gonna take 30 seconds break, and we're gonna do an active break. So I'm gonna keep moving in between, and I'll show you guys when we get there. And then we're gonna go right into another set of squats. So we're gonna bang these out, 3 of them pretty quick with some active rest in between. So let's go ahead into our first set here. So I want you to shoot for 15 if you can make 15. All right, so I'm gonna start with a little easier variation. I'm gonna get a good full squat, but I'm gonna use my chair for stability. And you can put your feet as far apart that you need to make it comfortable, and you can angle your toes however you need to. There's no one size fits all on squats. Everybody's hips are made a little bit different. Just make sure that as you're coming down, that knee is tracking in line with your toes. It's almost like you're pushing those knees over your toes. You can see my spine stand fairly straight. Good, and I made it to 15. So we're gonna go into a 30-second active break. So we're gonna do high knees for 30 seconds. So hang with me here, I've got my timer out. So we're gonna shake that set out. And then we are gonna go right into another set. So we haven't given those muscles a lot of time to recover. So they're gonna be tired. You may not get 15 reps. In fact, the reps should probably come down a little bit, but we wanna push this set hard to where the muscles are burning and we're starting to slow down. There's 30 seconds. We're gonna go right into another set. I'm gonna use my backpack this time, make it a little harder. So I'm gonna add some weight and let's go right into another set. So if you can make it to 15, fantastic. If you can't, that's all right. We're gonna try for as many as we can get. And I'm kind of using my arms to counterbalance. Nice and slow on the way down. If you need to make these even harder, you can go with a really slow eccentric or really slow lowering. So almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds and a little pause at the bottom. You can make squats really hard by slowing them down and getting a pause at the bottom. So if you're looking for more challenge, that's one way that you can do it. And if you can make it to 15 with a really slow squat and a pause, you're a champ. Your legs are probably gonna be burning though. Good. Woo. I got one more. Perfect. All right. We're gonna go right back into 30 seconds of active break. So this time we're gonna do a jumping jack variation. If you want to do a regular jumping jack, feel free. I'm just going to stick with this a little bit lower intensity variation here. We're only going for 30 seconds, so we're not getting a great break. Those quads are probably still going to be a little bit tired by the time we get to this last set. And if you need to switch to an easier variation, feel free to do it. If you got to go to a chair squat or use your chair for stability, do that. Okay, time is up. We're going to go right back into squats. This is our last set. So hang in there. All right. I'm going to go really slow on these ones. I'm going to see if I can make it to 15, but my legs are pretty tired, as I imagine yours are as well. So if you can't make 15, that's okay. But when you feel like your form starts to break down and those quads are just burning too much, you can call your set there. But make the goal to hit 15 on every set. And you should eventually get harder and harder each set that we go, because we're not giving a lot of time for recovery. So this is a way we can almost trick the muscle into thinking we're lifting more weight than we are, which is a good tip when you're limited with how much weight you have in your house. Ooh, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna do 2 more. I think I'm slowing down. It's burning. Woo. Good. And let's go into 30 seconds active break, and then we'll take a water break. So I'm gonna go with skater hops. We're jumping side to side. Your legs probably feel a little heavy. Just do the best that you can right now. And we're gonna be taking a longer water break after this. So just get through this set. Good, we got 10 seconds left. We're almost there. Good work, and if you can, if you want to push these, try to get a lot of space, try to make a good wide hop out to the side. And 3, 2, 1, we're done. So go ahead, take a little break. Grab yourself a drink of water. Ah, that tastes good. All right, nice work. Take a little time for recovery. And we're going to go into our next exercise. So we're going to structure this in a very similar way. We're going to do a set, 30-second active break, another set, 30-second break, and then a third set. So we're not going to have a lot of time to recover. All right, so next exercise, we're going to switch into an upper body exercise now. So I'm sticking with the king of movements here. We got the squats, which are the big leg exercise. We're gonna go with push-ups now, which is really great for the upper body. So first and easiest variation is to do an incline push-up. So where you're leaning onto a chair, maybe a couch or a countertop. And so you're gonna put your hands on that chair, couch, or countertop. Got a nice straight line here. Bring your chest to the chair and then drive up. Chest to the chair, drive up. And I'm not letting my hips sag. I'm keeping a good straight line and my core nice and tight. That's the easiest variation. We need to make it a little bit harder. We can drop down right onto the floor. Do a straight push-up here. All right, so same technique of bringing my chest to the floor, driving the floor away, and I've got a straight line. If we need to make that even more difficult, you can take some weight, throw the weight up on your back, and then you've got a little extra load on you. And then we can do that same thing from here. It's going to be a little more difficult. So pick one of those that you can do 15 reps with. All right, but by 15, it should start to get a little bit hard. All right, so let's go into our first working set. I'm going to go with the easier variation, the incline. See if I can make 15. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can get. you can't make 15, it's okay. We just want to push these so that the muscles burn and they start to get challenging. Doesn't have to be 15. It's just a ballpark number. Whew. Good. All right. And once we finish up that set, we're going to go into 30 seconds active break. We're going to go to high knees again. So pumping those arms, driving that knee up. And you can make these active breaks as hard or as easy as you want to. If you need to slow it down and catch your breath a little bit, that's okay. If you feel like you really want to push yourself, you can get them going really fast. Drive those knees and pump those arms. Perfect, and that is time. We're gonna go right into another set. So again, these muscles are still gonna be a little bit tired. So we're gonna see if we can maintain 15. And if you need to pick an easier variation because you're still fatigued, you can go ahead and do that. But we're gonna try to go for 15. Here we go. And trust me, it should feel a lot harder on your second and third sets after you've got one out of the way. That's good. That's what we're looking for. We're going into the set with a little pre-fatigue in the muscle. Woo! Perfect. Give you a couple seconds to finish up. We're gonna go right back in to another active break. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll do this jumping jack variation. So hands up overhead, kick that leg out. Again, if you're feeling a little masochistic tonight or you need to make this a little bit harder, you can go into a real jumping jack and push your pace. I'm just gonna stick with this. Good. Perfect, and we are at time. And we're gonna go into our last set of push-ups. So we're gonna push this one. So just get as many as you can. I know there's some fatigue, muscles are gonna be tired. That's good, that's what we want. Just make sure your technique stays sound and you're nice and slow and under control. Here we go, last set of push-ups. See how many reps you can get. Keep those abs tight. Straight line from your shoulder down to your ankle. Bringing that chest to the chair or the floor. Good. Woo. That one was tough. Great job. Get my timer back out. Good. We're gonna go into speed skaters again. 30 seconds to finish this exercise off. So again, you can make it as hard or as easy as you need. If you feel like you're huffing and puffing and out of breath, you can slow it down a little bit, but try to keep moving. And if you need it a little bit higher intensity, go ahead and make big leaps. Try to get it as fast as you can. Good work, and 3, 2, 1, that's it. Nice job, we'll go ahead. We'll get a drink. 2 exercises down, 2 to go. Whew. Take a big deep breath here. Try to recover before this next exercise. All right. All right. So we're going to go back to a lower body exercise. This time we're going to try to target the glutes and the hamstrings. So going for the back of the leg versus the quads. And so if you've been on a workout with me before, you may have seen these. It's going to be called a hip thrust. So we're really working on hinging at the hips, right? So really trying to use these glutes and these hamstrings to extend those hips. So what you can do, start by having a seat on a chair or a couch can work too. You're just going to lower yourself down so that you have just below your shoulder blades in contact with the chair. Your feet are out in front of you. What we're going to do from here is keep the abs tight. Think about this distance between your sternum and your pelvis, and we want to keep this distance the same. And you're going to come up and extend your hips. Back down, extend your hips. And we want those knees at 90 degrees when you get to the top. So you can see I'm coming into this straight line and I'm squeezing my glutes and then coming back down. So the sternum should move with me. So your chest should be moving along with you. We're really just trying to move here in the hips. All right, so that's the easiest variation on the chair. Also, I guess a little bit easier if the chair is too difficult or hard to get set up. You can also do these on the floor. And it's the same principle here, but you're just driving your heels through the floor and your back is on the ground. Last variation is to add a little bit of weight. So I'm going to grab my toolbox here. And I can just start with this toolbox on my hips, lower down. And now I have some extra weight on my hips. And I can go through the same movement, driving my hips into the air and pushing that weight up. All right. So we're going to try for 15 on our first set. Let's find a variation that works for you. Again, if you can't make 15, that's okay. It's just a goal number for us. If you only get to 10, that's all right. So here we go. Let's go into our first set. So abs tight. Good. Push those hips to the ceiling. Drive through your heels. I've got my sternum moving with me. So I'm not just doing this, not just my back moving. I'm actually moving at the hips. Really think about squeezing your butt when you get to the top. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes. Sometimes it helps to keep that chin tucked to your chest. Keeps your back in a little bit better posture. Try not to go too fast with these either. We'll keep them under control. Good. Once you finish up, you can lower down onto the floor. Should be feeling it in your glutes and your hamstrings. We're going to go 30 seconds active break. All right, here we go into high knees. And you can push these as hard as you want to. You can do them really fast, keep that intensity high, or slow them down if you need a little more recovery time. As long as we're moving between these sets, that's okay. Good work, and we're down to 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. I'm gonna go right back into another set of hip thrusts. So if you feel like you need to add some weight, go ahead if it's too easy for you. We want the end of these sets to be challenging, not too easy. So here we go, let's do it. Driving my heels through the floor, squeezing my butt at the top. Good straight line from my shoulder to my knee. Push through those heels. And we are just hinging at the hip. Our spine is kind of staying pretty neutral. Our spine isn't moving a lot. Just like a door hinge, just moving at that hip. I'm going to try for 15 here. Squeeze those glutes at the top. By your third set, these should be burning. Even if you're not adding weight, these get tough. Good work. Whew, good. All right. All right. We're going to go right back into 30-second active break. So we're going to go to jumping jacks. So feel free to do a full-on jumping jack if you want to keep that intensity high. Good work. Down to 5 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And we're going to go right into our last set of hip thrusts. So I feel like I'm going to be able to make 15 pretty easy, so I'm going to add some weight. I want to make this last one challenging. I can still feel my glutes are a little sore, a little tired from the last set, but that's what I want. So I'm going to add some weight to my hips. Here we go. Last one, let's see if we can make 15. And if you can do more than 15, feel free to go for it. We're going to chase that burn in those hamstring and those glutes here. It's a pretty safe exercise. So even if you hit failure on this, the worst that happens is you just drop your butt to the floor. So you can try to push this one hard. But I'm keeping them slow. I'm keeping them under control. I'm really focusing on that squeeze in my glutes at the top. And I can definitely feel my glutes working. Drive through the heels. Push the hips to the ceiling. Good, we're almost there. And I am done. Woo! That one's burning. Perfect. We got one more 30-second active break, and then we'll grab some water and cool down for a second. All right, so this one's going to be a tough one to finish with. We're going to go back into the speed skaters. So our glutes are a little tired. Your legs are probably feeling heavy on this one. But we'll try to push through it here for 30 seconds, and we're going to take a good break. Coming up in about 15. Try to get through it. Nice work. Down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's time. Good. All right. Let's take some time to catch our breaths, get a drink. One more exercise. We're almost there. Oh, boy. So very efficient workout. We're getting a lot of movement in here in a short period of time. Keeping moving. Take a couple more seconds here to recover. And then we'll go into our last exercise. So we are almost there. Okay. Last exercise is going to be, we're going to do a rowing variation. So you're going to be doing almost like you're starting a lawnmower. So a couple ways we can do this. I guess I'll show you the easiest version first. If you've got a couch, you can stick one knee up on the couch, and then that same hand is going to rest on the couch. Then I have this other leg kind of kicked off to the side here. And I've got my chest square to the floor, and I'm going to be driving my weight up to my chest and driving my elbow to the ceiling. So you can see that I'm keeping angled and I'm not turning. I'm still facing the floor and trying to pull that shoulder blade back and drive my elbow up. And then what we're going to do is we'll just flip and we'll hit the other side when we get there. Right? So you can use a dumbbell. I'm going to use my toolbox just because this is a little heavier than my 10-pound dumbbell. So this will be a little bit better weight for me. Another way that you can do this, if you don't want to don't have a couch or a nice place to rest, is you can just kind of lean into the chair, get your body bent over here, and we're doing that same thing. And I sort of have this split stance where I'm like sprinting, but I'm kind of rowing. All right. So those are our variations. Find a weight that's appropriate for you. So the main way that you can modulate how hard this one is just change the amount of weight you got. So pick a different dumbbell or take things in and out of the bag that you're using. So what we're going to do is 3 sets on the same side. And then we're going to switch and do 3 sets on the other side. So pick what side you're going to start with. I'm going to start with my right side, my right arm. We're going to go into our first set. I'm going to try for 15. All right, so chest pointing, facing the floor, driving my elbow up, pulling my shoulder blades together. Just like I'm starting my lawnmower, or I guess snowblower is a little more fitting for right now. So we have this rowing movement. Try to get that arm all the way straight at the bottom. Let that arm hang and then pull that elbow up. Good, and this is gonna work muscles in your back, in the back of your shoulder, a little bit of your biceps. Good, once we hit 15, we're gonna go into our active break. All right. So we're gonna go right into high knees again for 30 seconds. And do these as fast as you need to. Perfect, got about 15 seconds left. Keep in mind we're getting to the end of the workout, so if you feel like you want to push it a little harder on our last exercise here, we don't have too much longer to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. We're gonna go right back into row. So I started with my right hand. I'm gonna stick with the same side because I'm gonna get that muscle or all of these muscles while they're still a little bit tired. And I'm gonna try and see if I can hit another 15. If you can't make 15, that's okay. It's supposed to be tired coming into the set. And it should feel heavier than it did the first time. Pull that shoulder blade back. Drive the elbow to the ceiling. Good, nice work. And once we finish that setup, we're gonna go into another 30 seconds. Okay. All right, jumping jacks starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 30 seconds of jumping jacks. And then we are going to do our last set with our right arm. So thinking ahead, if you need to make this last set more challenging, when we get done here, add some weight to your bag, grab a heavier dumbbell. Keep in mind, it's going to be tired from the first 2 sets. But all we're trying to achieve is getting that muscle close enough to failure to where that set starts to get challenging. And 3, 2, 1, perfect. Let's go right back into these. Last set with this arm so we can push this one. I'm going to see if I can hit 15 again. My reps have been coming down, but I'm going to push this one. Keep your form tight, nice and slow and under control. We're not just dropping your weight to the floor. Let it down nice and slow. Pretend like you've got some fine china in your hand. Whew. Yep, that one's burning in the back. Go right in the middle. All right, let's finish that set up. We're going to go into, again, speed skaters for 30 seconds. Ready? Here we go. So hopping side to side. Good work. We got 10 seconds left. Finish strong here. We're almost to the end. And 3, 2, 1. That's time. Good job. Let's take time for just a quick water break. And now we're going to switch arms. So we're going to do, you started with your right arm, we're going to go to the left arm. All right. So if you remembered the reps that you got with your right arm, it's a good idea to maybe try to match those, but don't be too worried about it. So I'm again going to keep my chest facing the floor. I'm going to drive that elbow up and pull my shoulder blade back. So let's go into our first set of these. Starting that snow blower. Hopefully we won't have to go out anytime soon and start our snow blower. I think we got enough snow in the last couple of weeks here to last us a while. Keep that chest facing the floor. We're not opening up and turning our torso. Drive the elbow up. Whew. By the time you get to 15, it should be burning in your back, maybe in your biceps a little bit too. Okay, 30-second active break. Gonna go with high knees again for 30 seconds. Here we go. Nice work. Down to 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good. Going right back to that left arm. See how many I can get here. And rowing. Keep your form tight. Muscles definitely still a little tired for my first set. It's good, that's what we want. Whew. That was harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Give you a second to wrap up. We're going 30-second active break. Here we go. Jumping jacks. So we're getting to the end of the workout. We got one more set. So if you feel like you still need to get your sweat on, I haven't had a problem with that, but you can do full jumping jacks. Try to rip them out as fast as you can. Nice work. We're down to our last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time. Okay, this is our last set of rows. Let's push this one. See how many you can get. Chest facing the floor. Drive the elbow, pull, pinch the shoulder blades. Keep it slow, under control. Don't just drop that weight to the floor. Let it down nice and slow. Whew, good. Keep that bag off to the side. Okay, our last 30 seconds. And we are finished after this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go into speed skaters. So the last 30 seconds here, imagine you're racing Apollo Ono. He was a USA Olympic speed skater. I don't know if he still competes. Good, we're almost to the finish line here. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Nice work. You're finished up. Give yourself a hand, get a drink. Beautiful. Whew, take some big deep breaths here. All right. Nice job. I'm going to go into a little stretch here to cool down. This will get your back stretched out after working those back muscles on our last set. So you can grab onto a chair or counter or something in front of you and just try to dip below where your hands are. You should get a good stretch through your lats here. You take some deep breaths. Ooh. High power workout. A lot of work done in a short amount of time. Good. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you for joining me tonight for the workout. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, leave comments if you've got any suggestions or anything you'd like to do more of in future workouts. And another workout tomorrow with Jamie live Tuesday at 6 o'clock. He's doing a HIIT workout tomorrow. So if you're looking for another one, 2 days in a row of exercise, you can join Jamie tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, and hope to see you again.